All right, guys, welcome back. We're doing a 15-minute calisthenic workout. No equipment needed. I'm gonna show you the movement. We're sticking to 3 basic key movements because that's all you need. We don't need to overcomplicate this, and we need to stick to a few guidelines so we make sure that we're building the most stimulus to the muscle as possible while minimizing any type of joint or injury risk as well. So, first round, we're gonna be doing push-ups and then prone pull-ups because we're doing no equipment. Push-ups, the keys with this one is we're gonna make sure we fully lengthen the muscle, make sure it's challenging in the fully lengthened position. We want to go anywhere from close to failure, if not to failure, because we're only using our body weight. For some people, it's going to be harder. For some people, it's going to be easier. Just do as much as you can and just keep increasing reps as time goes by. That's the best way you're going to progress. Next one is we're going to make sure we control the eccentric on the way down because controlling the eccentric has been shown to engage in the most muscle fibers just as much as the concentric, if not more. And then the next one is we're going to make sure we use good form because good form and good technique is going to take us way longer than if we just start cranking out all these reps. It's just gonna be irrelevant. It's gonna start hurting your joints. You're gonna start being in more pain than you are building actual muscle, and that's not what we want. We're gonna be doing push-ups for the first movement. Close to failure, if not to failure. That could mean anything for anybody, but as long as we're pushing hard enough, that's when we're gonna start building muscle. So let's start it up. Hands about shoulder width apart. You're gonna keep your butt up a little bit just to put more gravitational pull on your upper pecs. Come down slow. Make sure your chest touches the floor. Pop up. Your arms about shoulder width, as I said, and you're gonna tuck your elbows in slightly. So you're putting less strain on your shoulder. And now we're just gonna keep going till failure, if not close to failure. Don't leave any reps left because we're only doing 2 sets. All right, next one, we're gonna be going straight into prone pull-ups. If you have a regular pull-up bar, do that, but for these purposes, we don't. So we're gonna emulate a prone pull-up. Basically, you're doing a Superman, and the only difference is you're gonna pretend you're doing a pull-up on the floor. We're gonna make sure we squeeze our back, come up slow, and do the same thing all over again. Come down, squeeze your back, come back up. So instead, we're gonna make sure our hands do not touch the floor at any specific time, and make sure our ankles do the same thing. And now we're gonna take another minute or 2 rest in between, and we're gonna hit it one more time. Let's take a minute or 2 rest. Don't ever put yourself down because you have an injury or you feel like you can't go on. You can always find a way to improve any aspect of your life, whether that be in fitness, whether that be mental health, whether that be relationships, anything really. So, all right, let's talk and let's get into it. All right, same thing applies, you guys. Shoulder width, come down slow, make sure your chest touches the ground. Form is key, form is key. We don't wanna start cranking out push-ups because you're defeating the purpose. Because if you count those reps, you're gonna have to keep beating those reps. And now the only thing you're gonna think about is just beating your repetitions and not keeping good form. So form before everything, you guys. Make sure you push it. I stick to these basic movements because they work. And I don't want to go and do movements that I don't normally do for a show and not for the stimulus. All right, guys, that was the first superset, 2 rounds. Now we're gonna move into crunches. These are my favorite. I like crunches because the only thing that's really holding you back is gonna be, one, your feet. If you have dumbbells or if you could place your feet underneath your couch, do that because you're gonna have more stability. We're gonna keep our hips on the floor at all times. I don't think I really have anything here. So if you do have a couch, if you have some type of chair, put that over your legs. For this, we're gonna keep our hips on the ground. And the importance of this is we want spinal extension and flexion. Make sure it's fully lengthened, challenge in the fully lengthened position. And we're just gonna focus on the muscles primarily. So with crunches, we're gonna keep our hands behind our head. You don't have to, you could put it in front of you. You could put it straight ahead of you. The key is that we're just engaging the abdominal muscles only. So, you know what, I might need something. I might need dumbbells. Something just to keep my feet there. Oh wait, I could stick my feet underneath there. Yeah, we can improvise. All right guys, so if you have a bike, if you have a couch, anything, just someplace where you could stick your feet underneath and you have a little bit more stability. I hope I can do it with this. I don't think I can. But just something to keep you more stable, because as you come up for the crunch, it's gonna be harder because you don't have anything holding you. So just something. Like I said, we're coming up to just engage our abdominal muscles and make sure our spine stays flexed and extended the entire time. So instead of just coming straight up, we're not extending or flexing our spine. So we're not engaging our abdominals as much as we can. We're gonna make sure we curl up, and we don't have to come all the way up because we're gonna put a lot more pressure on our lower back. Come down slow too, another key. If your arms get tired, just pull them forward. If you get tired, keep pushing. Pushing, make sure you breathe. As you come up, breathe in. As you come down slow, breathe out. If you don't feel your abs burning at this point, fix your form, fix the technique, come down slower. There's always a way to start engaging your muscles. And make sure your hips stay on the floor at all times. Two more. Yes. Let's take a minute, catch our breath, because that's a key, because we're short on time. We only have 15 minutes. Before they kick us out, we want to stay fit and ready. This is gonna be the last set for crunches. Make sure you give it your all. So start off, make sure you keep your hips on the ground. Make sure you have some type of stability for your feet, or if you have a partner or a friend that wants to do this for you, by all means. Ready? 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, that was the last one. Now we're gonna do 2 more rounds. We're gonna go back to push-ups and pull-ups, but do a slight variation. Let me show you guys the variation. Right before you guys go into this too, take your time, catch your breath, because we want your muscles to give out before anything else. This can be a little bit harder because we're short on time, but we're gonna make the best as we can. All right, so for this one, we're gonna be doing wide push-ups. Instead of going arms slightly shoulder width apart, you're gonna go arms a little bit wider. Hands are gonna turn inwards. Your left hand's gonna turn slightly to imagine it being at 1 o'clock. Your right hand, imagine that going towards 11 o'clock. And we're gonna keep a slight flare in our elbows as well to engage more chest. Come down, boom, pop back up. Come down slow, make sure your chest touches the floor. Come back up. We're gonna be going close to failure, if not to failure. Which could mean soon. You need to catch your breath, take a second. As soon as your knee touches the ground, you're done. Three more. One more. Whew. Man, if this workout isn't kicking your butts, man, I don't know what else is. All right, guys, we're gonna go straight into prone pull-ups. Like I said, the alternative to just doing this would be really, I would imagine you guys just doing regular pull-ups or chin-ups, but because we don't have any equipment, we're just gonna stick to this. Same thing, we're gonna go into prone pull-ups. Superman's, arms are out, make sure arms never touch the ground. Same things with your ankle, doesn't touch the ground. Come down, squeeze your back, release slowly. Breathe in. Man, if your back isn't burning. Three more. Two. Slow, slow, slow. One more. That was one more, right? So we're gonna catch our breath. Guys, take a water break, another minute or two. We're gonna do one more round. I know I said one more round last time, but just sticking to these basic movements are really gonna help you achieve the body that you want to achieve, trust me. We don't need to overcomplicate it with all these other different exercises. I'm an advocate of just sticking to the basics, just feeling a stimulus and putting out your all every single time. Granted, you have a good diet as well. All right, guys, last one. Same thing, wide push-ups to really engage our pectoral muscles. It's also, you're gonna engage your triceps, your anterior delts, but majority of it, hopefully, is just gonna be your pectoral muscles. And then we're gonna go straight into prone pull-ups. All right, let's get it. Just getting started. Really feel your pectoral muscles stretching, specifically at the bottom. And we don't want to just rest at the bottom, we kind of want to just tap our chest and then go. So make sure we don't rest at the bottom, guys. Hands and legs do not touch the floor at all times. Trust me, we're just getting 2. Do an extra one. That might have been the one. All right, guys, that's it to wrap this up. That was a 15-minute calisthenics workout. Like I said, stick to these basic movements and you're gonna get the body you've always wanted. Get to a good diet, make sure you're in the calorie deficit, have adequate protein. You're gonna see the changes week by week.